It is Tuesday once again, because it happens every week. We are back with another Pub Logic podcast. Welcome.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
So, obviously, we're going to start with our news of the week. If you don't know, I found a news article, and basically we talk about it. Stella doesn't know what it is. This one is probably the most unhinged I've found so far.
I ain't got a Scooby.
No Scooby-Doo's for you. This is a BBC News article that was posted 4 hours ago. This is hot off the press. So, the heading is Urban Foxes Bolder but not smarter than rural ones, study suggests. Rural. According to researchers, University of Hull scientists set puzzle for dozens of the
Stop. University of Hull.
It's over.
Grimsby versus Hull. Grimsby all the way.
Well, the University of Grimsby scientists set puzzles for dozens of the animals as part of a 2-year study into wild foxes in England and Scotland. The foxes were challenged to carry out simple tasks to access food. Blake Morton, who led the research, said while city foxes are more likely to go up to the puzzles and touch them, they were just as bad at solving them. So they were doing research into whether rural foxes or city foxes were more intelligent, depending on where they were from. And it's just shown that they're both stupid.
They're just trying to live their life. They're just trying to scavenge. Is it hard enough trying to find food and now being challenged?
Now they're being asked to make a fucking puzzle.
Imagine if every time you were hungry you had to do a Jenga. Not a good example.
I'm just like stacking them like...
Doing a Mensa test every time you want a burger. And then being told, you're thick.
I would be skin and bones.
You're hungry and you're thick.
Hungry and you're stupid. How do you fucking feel?
What were the puzzles? What? Is there any more information?
I think so. So, the puzzles were left in 104 locations. They included simple mechanisms that the foxes needed to lift, pull, or rotate a lid or lever to access the food. These foxes don't have a fucking opposable thumbs. They're like this with their paws, like...
I feel like it could swat a lever if it really needed to.
But rotate?
I get the tail involved.
They've got a back foot low.
Stick on one dance and in one dance.
Maybe they could use a suit.
I need to stop sticking my tongue out. When I edit these, I notice that a lot of the time I'm just like this.
Ultimate listening. In our study, we tested this hypothesis in wild red foxes by giving them unfamiliar puzzle feeders to see how they would react. We found that urban foxes were more likely to behave bolder than rural populations. Rural. I'm really struggling with that. In rural populations in terms of their willingness to physically touch the puzzles, but they were no more motivated to try and gain access to the reward inside. So I would think as a rural fox, food is less abundant. So I would be going straight up to that mechanism.
If I were a city fox, I just feel like you're kind of used to it anyway, because you've got to go in the bin, you've probably got to open a pizza box here and there, scavenge. I feel like, but if it was too difficult, they'd be like, I'm not wasting my time.
I'm going to Pizza Express, mate. I've got some dough ball.
Yeah, I've got other places to go that I can just wreck about and eat.
Yeah. But I feel like as a rural fox, I would be like, fuck, food.
Yeah.
Because like in the rural areas, it's all like, it's not like in the city where it's just like overflowing.
Yeah. What was the conclusion? Which one was thicker?
They're both as stupid as each other. Foxes are renowned for thriving in cities, and our study suggests that bolder behaviour may help urban foxes adapt to such settings. However, just because a fox lives in a city doesn't necessarily mean it will engage in problem solving. Dr. Morton said urbanisation was the fastest form of landscape transformation on the planet, with human food sources leading to possible conflicts between animals and humans. The latter finding challenges the long-standing belief that urban foxes are notorious scavengers of other human-made food containers, such as litter and the contents of outdoor bins.
We need to be careful here, right? Same about conflict between foxes and animals. There will come a time, not animals, between foxes and humans, There will come a time, I'm sure, when they are intelligent enough to take us on, and they're going to puzzle us, and they'll have had a lot of practice. So
Listeners, lovers.
I'm scared.
Do you know what we'll do?
Next time I see a fox, I'm going to eat it so that when they take over. It's been a long day.
So that was such a straight face.
Reboot. Next time I see a fox, I'm going to feed it so that when they take over, they remember that I'm a nice one.
But also, if we're like tied up in the fox cages with the rest of the humans, we can just be like, yo, 3rd episode publishing.
We backed you.
This is our moment now. Well, that was the conclusion. Basically, they did a 2-year study and found out that the foxes in rural.
I'm really glad that the students at the University of Hull are paying their £9.5 grand for that.
Yeah. Blame Morton.
Horton heroes are huge.
Nick Horton?
Oh my god. Is the Laura accent Horton hears a who the same? Like,
I'm pretty sure.
animator?
I think it is.
Wild.
Classy. Well. That was the end of our news section. I hope you enjoyed our story about foxes.
That was the most concise one we've ever
I
done.
know.
Now we're going to move on to our story time. I'm very excited. Maisie's going to take us away with this one. She hasn't worked in hospitality for too long, but the short time you did was worthwhile.
It really was. There was many a situation. I went to an event as part of my job last year, and we were at this event, and to begin with, it was already pretty stressful because somehow it had managed to be double booked with a show that was happening next door. And this, mind you, was a Shakespeare performance with no microphones, just straight up raw dogging the vocals. There was no technical assistance whatsoever.
That's the story. Some people doing Shakespeare a cappella, raw dogging.
Exactly. But we had this event next door, and these
Wherefore art thou vagina?
let one find.
Doth I?
I?
I'm sorry.
Are you?
No.
I'm sorry. So the people that were attending this event were very they were having an absolutely great time. It was fabulous. I have never been to an event like this. I was kind of stood in the corner and I was literally like
In awe.
in awe.
Out. Shut up. Sorry.
You tell yourself. And I
I didn't know you had to grip us out.
Beautiful point.
I've worked so long that I'm really delirious and I can't keep focused. You carry on, I'm going to just sit and twiddle my thumbs.
It's just you like. So the people at the event were just having a fucking great time. We kept getting complaints from this performance next door that all they could hear was the music over the top of their incredible Shakespeare performance. One of my friends was performing the show. She was saying that she was doing her death scene, and all she could hear was these people singing along to a song, which was mighty awkward.
Test of your acting skills.
Yeah. Sorry. You just mourning your child, and it's just like I don't understand why you're number one.
Live and let die.
It would be like, tonight's gonna be a good night. But it would be the bit where it's like, let's pump it up. Look, my money.
Oh, wait, what?
Not the creaking. So this death scene has happened. I'm running around, like, being like, I don't know what to do. Trying to turn the music down, whatever. Walked in, and all I saw was this person just fly. Take flight.
It was the dead one.
She got a fat day. So they stole this mannequin, no? I just saw this person just, like, flying in the air.
I'm levitating. Oh, I'm sorry, I need to be quiet. Have you ever done this before?
Joddled.
Yeah. It takes more concentration than I thought.
I'm not partial to her.
Yeah, this is doing nothing for me.
I got a job based on doing this.
That's how I got my role as Fagin.
With your long fingers.
Yeah, in our year 6 play, I got Fagin for having long fingers and standing in my audition and doing that. If I can picture somewhere, I'll try and find it.
Speak your truth. Yeah, buddy, speak your shit.
Here, buddy. Here. Ah! Riveting story.
Yeah.
And I actually would have quite liked to have seen the person being chucked in the air. How did you resolve it?
I basically just, like, went into teacher mode and, like, Neath flew.
You're scary in teacher mode, actually. You actually are very, very terrifying.
I basically, like, hopped the bottle. I opened it, but it was with such force that I could have flown.
Joined them?
Yeah.
Could you stop?
Can I just... Gazelle. Stop that. Well, that concludes our anecdotal pub story.
This is the most, like, crackhead version of this podcast we've ever done.
Okay. I'm so intrigued to see what you come up with. We've already had this conversation. Take a breath. We've already had this debate a little bit, but I'm very curious in your state right now to see what you come up with. We're going to move into our pub logic section of the podcast. So,
have you seen those TikToks recently? Put your phone up, and it's someone with their toes, and they're like, "Why don't you put your fucking phone down?" Have you seen it? But it's right between the big toe. Why don't you put your fucking phone down?
just have my phone delivered to me. Oh my god. Okay. We're not going to move into the pub logic.
I went, oh, why? Again!
She's
Come
taking
on,
it out.
turn away.
It wants to be free. Speak your shit, buddy. The sound?
I know.
I don't know.
Whilst I'm drinking, say it.
We are now moving into our pub logic section of the podcast. If you don't know what pub logic... If you don't know... Fucking hell. If you don't know what pub logic is,
then
the definition is...
Hurry up and find out. I'm saying this every single time and editing the little definition in. Get a grip!
Grow up.
Sorry, love you.
Disrespectfully.
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 I literally just did that. It's nice.
Aww. This question, this debate, is an interesting one. Still on the only web. If you were at a bar brawl, you can only have one weapon from this pub, what would it be?
I can't remember what I said last time because I actually was really drunk. Really drunk. I don't remember what I said. This bar.
I can't remember what you said actually. I was going on about the shot glasses.
So you would pick shot glasses?
Well, I would pick something that's like many of a thing. So like I would say like the trays, and I would just like rip him at people.
So one or a collective of one?
So like, I said like Foster's glasses. You could use all the Foster's glasses.
I don't know. I understand the logic with the shot glasses. I feel like you could do a bit of harm, but they're plastic here.
Oh.
Which is actually probably a good thing, so you won't. It's cheeky, but it's not criminal.
It's cheeky, but it's not criminal.
I don't know, what's the context? Is it like, am I in the bar? Am I working? Am I behind the bar?
So the context of this...
Sorry.
£5.
PayPal me.
Venmo.
That guy who comments the timings.
That was so crooked. Venmo me. We want money. Go. Oh. So the context of this in this situation is we're here as customers, but we still have the relationship with the pub. And a fight breaks out that you and I are involved in. Like, it's our friend. It's something like, or someone pushes into us and we decide to go whole ass Western style on them and just fight.
Okay.
And you have to run in like behind the bar or like around here and just be like, fuck, find something, and then that's your weapon for the evening.
I want something long distance.
Yeah.
I don't want anything close, because my initial thought was, you know, what do you call the things on the optics?
What?
You know, the optics where like, it helps you pour out of a bottle easier. Not like a baby, but you can tip it. Because on the top of a bottle, you tip it and it comes out. It's like a little spike.
Oh yeah.
My first thought was that close range, which I think is dangerous.
You could like chuck him in between your fingers.
Yeah, but still close. It's close range, though, isn't it?
Probably.
Well, if I'm situated in a good place, probably the bottle caps, because there's always so many of them in that little thing. You can throw them; they're metal and they're sharp.
I feel like if you got hit in the back of the head with a bottle cap, you'd be like, and then that gives your...
It would be comical at first. If it hit you in the back of the head, it wouldn't do much.
But if...
A pal, you know. Moth.
Did you see that TikTok about that kid that's got a pet moth and they called it Mothany?
No, that's really sweet.
I'm not remember what the name was.
Mothany.
Manthony? That sounds like Manson with a lisp. Mantham? Yeah, I feel like if I was in a fight and I got hit in the back of the head with a bottle cap, I'd probably turn around and that would give my opponent the opportunity to just like take my jaw off.
Yeah. Let me just help you out with that.
Just
my jaw was on the floor. You don't understand it. Literally on the floor.
You made a big deal for me.
I go for the boring ones, like obvious, like a glass or this or that.
So I originally was like set on shot glasses. I was like, I'm never going to change my mind. This is what I'm going to take to the grave. But then I saw the trays. Trays, you could frisbee them straight into someone's neck.
You could, but I feel like you'd have to get a good bit of practice in.
I feel like frisbee is quite easy. You could send that going, or you could just bonk someone on the head with it. Like that.
Not even getting into that. Yeah, I feel like you could do some damage. Unforced trauma. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with the bottle caps or 5p's. Or something they're allergic to. We'll whip out a wasabi pea. Which moves us swiftly on. Last orders. I thought I'd go with something that wasn't wet. So I got you wasabi pea.
It looks wet.
It's not wet.
It looks wet. It looks shiny.
Oh, it is a bit wet. I think the bowl was wet when I put it in there. But it won't be when you crunch it. You've got to crunch this one or it doesn't count.
It's spicy.
Because the bowl was wet, I didn't just washed it.
Oh my god, no, it's so sticky.
That was more like an olive than the olive did.
Oh my god.
I feel like the way you should approach this is in and crunch. Just get out of the way.
What actually is it?
Wasabi pea.
Is it like a pea?
It's like a cracker. It's crunchy.
So it's not like a vegetable?
No.
It's called a pea.
More like a peanut than it is a. I thought you said you like peanuts.
I've got a love-hate relationship with peanuts.
Yeah, definitely the best way to approach that is just between your molars, crunch.
Which ones are my molars?
I can't remember what they are. Canines, molars.
Just can't bother to look at it. Okay, right. Shake it.
You'll be shaking after you've eaten it. Right, come on. You've probably taken all the bloody wasabi off it by rolling it around. Back teeth, it would be so much better. And just one big bite.
Why is it so much?
You do really well. You should try and swallow it. It'll be the first one you've done. Be the first one you've swallowed and you can say you've eaten it. Yay! That is what I'm talking about.
Oh my god, that was awful. The texture of that.
That wasn't that bad compared to the other ones.
When I crunched it, it just like exploded in my mouth.
Yeah. Oh, I'm actually so happy. That's progress. How do you feel?
Very good.
I think you must be a little bit excited that you ate it and swallowed it.
It doesn't taste very nice.
But you tried it.
I
And
did.
not only did you try it, you swallowed it. Well done.
Go me! It's like exposure therapy.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, to conclude, thank you very much for watching this week's episode of Pub Logic. I ate wasabi pea. Very sweet.
Like and subscribe, because if you don't, your shower will never be the right temperature. I'm actually so gassed for you that you ate that.